All right, so you're looking to buy a watch as a gift for a guy, which is a fantastic idea, but only if you get a good watch. The problem is that if you go online and just search for men's watches, the first results that you get are usually going to be complete trash. They're usually going to be cheaply made fashion watches that aren't going to last very long, and whoever you give it to is not going to be excited or proud to wear them. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of the watch space. But that has nothing to do with the price. There are lots of great affordable watch options out there. You just have to know where to look. So in this video, we're going to go over my top picks for the best affordable watches to give as gifts. Now, affordable means something different to everyone, so we're going to have three separate categories here. We're going to start with under $100, then we're going to go to under $250, and the last category is going to be under $1,000. And I'll have a few different options for each category, so you can look through these and pick and choose what you like the best. I'll also put links to all these watches down in the comments and the description if you want to check out any of these for yourself. So with that being said, let's start with our cheapest category of under $100. This first watch is known as the Casio Duro, and it's an absolute classic. Now, this is definitely a beefier watch. This is probably the biggest watch that we have on this list. So if you're planning on giving this to someone with much smaller arms or wrists, this probably isn't the one for them. But if they're a bigger guy and they like a durable, beefy watch, this is the one to go with. These usually range from about $50 to $100 on Amazon, and they have a whole bunch of different colors and options that you can go with. But this thing is an absolute tank. It's got a really classic look to it, and it has 200 meters of water resistance. So you can take this thing pretty much anywhere. Casio is a great Japanese brand, well-liked, well-respected, trusted, and they make watches that just last forever. Okay, the next watch in the under $100 category is a little bit less sporty. This is the Timex Waterbury Classic. Now, this one does fluctuate quite a bit in price. There are listings currently on Amazon for around $70 all the way up to around $140. It depends on the specific model and colorway and type of strap that the watch has, but they all hover right around or just above or below $100. I think this watch is really cool because you could definitely dress it up. You could wear it with a suit, you could wear it at a wedding, but you could also dress it down a little bit more casually. Timex is another great affordable watch brand. They've been around forever. They have a ton of history. I own a few of them myself, and I just love what they do in this price range. So if you're looking for a slightly more dressy watch that has a little bit more going on with the dial and look to it that is still under $100, I would highly recommend going with the Timex Waterbury Classic. Okay, the last honorable mention in the under $100 category is going to be the Casio A158. This watch is a little different. It's a very retro style, and it's fully digital. I won't spend too much time on this watch because I think it sort of speaks for itself, and it's one of those watches where as soon as you see it, you know whether or not it's going to fit well with the person that you're buying it for. Again, it's a smaller watch, it's fully digital, and it's got that very retro look to it. And this is definitely our cheapest watch. These things are like 25 bucks on Amazon. So that is the Casio A158. Okay, we're gonna move on to the under $250 category. Honestly, I think this is the best category. I think this is where you get the most bang for your buck. There's really a big jump between the under $100 price range and the under $250 range. You get quite a bit more in that price range jump in terms of quality and brand selection. And one of the best examples of that is the Seiko 5. The Seiko 5 is an absolute classic in watch collecting, and for a lot of people, this is sort of the intro into watch collecting. The reason for that is that this watch is usually a lot of people's first automatic watch. An automatic watch is basically a watch that isn't powered by a battery like the three we previously talked about. It's actually powered by gravity and the movement of the watch as you wear it on your wrist. So it's a completely mechanical timepiece that is powered just by your own movements, which is pretty cool. There's a ton of different variations of the Seiko 5 that you can get, with most of them hovering around $150 to $200 on Amazon. Seiko is another awesome Japanese brand that is very well respected in the watch community, and their watches are just super well made for the price point, and this is one of those watches that you can probably hand down to your kids at some point, because they'll usually just keep going forever, and they just have such a timeless look to them. They're a little bit more on the sporty end, with most of them having stainless steel bracelets. But again, this is one of those watches that can easily be dressed up and worn at a wedding with a suit, or can be worn very casually. The Seiko 5 is one of those do everything, go anywhere type of watches, and you definitely can't go wrong giving this one as a gift. Okay, next up on the list, we're gonna get a little bit more dressy and a little bit less sporty with the Orient Bambino. I personally think the Bambino is one of, if not the best dress watch at this price range. Again, it's an automatic watch. It's made by the company Orient, which is actually a sister brand to Seiko. And it has such a simple, elegant design to it that is almost instantly recognizable to anyone who knows watches. This one hovers right around that $200 to $250 price range, and in my opinion is worth every penny. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more refined and is more on the dressy end of the spectrum, the Orient Bambino is a fantastic option to look into. Okay, the last honorable mention in this category is the watch I'm wearing right now, which is the Timex Q chronograph. These sit right around $150 to $200 depending on where you find them. And while I don't think this would be my go-to option in comparison to the last two watches, I do think it deserves a place as an honorable mention, especially if you are looking for a chronograph watch. Chronograph just means that the watch has a stopwatch function built into it, which is pretty cool and also just adds to the overall look of the watch. But personally, I think the Timex Q chronograph is a fantastic option in this price range if you are specifically looking for a chronograph. But again, unless you know specifically that whoever you're buying this gift for wants a chronograph, I would lean towards either the Seiko 5 or the Orient Bambino. Okay, and that takes us to our last category, which is watches under $1,000. The first watch I'm gonna recommend here is the Tissot PRX Powermatic 80. This is a super popular watch, and for good reason. This watch, in my opinion, has some of the best build quality and finishing and aesthetics of any watch under $1,000. Tissot is a fantastic Swiss watchmaker with a lot of brand history and trust behind them. This watch made a huge splash when Tissot released it, and it continues to be one of the most popular watches sold today. It's got a beautiful dial that comes in a lot of different color variations, a very solid and well-brushed integrated sports bracelet, a butterfly clasp, and an open case back. Again, this is one of those watches that you absolutely cannot go wrong with, and I think most guys would be super excited to receive this as a gift. My only tip is that if you're going with this watch, definitely make sure you go for the Powermatic 80 version. This is the automatic version with the rotor and the open case back as compared to their quartz or battery powered option. The PRX will typically run you around $750 to $850 depending on where you get it. But in my opinion, it's another watch that's worth every penny. Okay, and the final watch on our list is another dress watch. This is the Seiko Presage Cocktail Time. So we've already talked about Seiko. Great brand, great quality, and they'll last a lifetime. And the Cocktail Time is no different. I think the name of this watch fits it so perfectly because this is exactly what you would expect to see at something like a cocktail hour. It's got that sort of fancy, dressy look to it, but it's also got such an interesting dial. There's a lot of different variations of this watch and a lot of different dials, but they all have some kind of cool color and texture and pattern to them. It's one of those watches where if you see it out on someone's wrist, you just want to look at it closer to see what's going on with it. It's another automatic watch. Most of them have that open case back where you can see the movement on the back of the watch. And again, there are a lot of cool variations with this. There are some that have leather straps, some that have stainless steel. You have all kinds of different dial colors and textures. And the price also isn't crazy. You can pick up one of these for around $350 on Amazon right now. So if you're looking in this price range of under $1,000 or even under $500 for a more dressy or sophisticated watch, the Seiko Cocktail Time is an awesome option. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. Best of luck with your gift shopping. I'll leave links to all of these watches down below, and I hope to see you in the next video.